So we are starting today, February 11 at 5:30. We do have enough to meet quorum. The only absent member is Coleman Reelman. To the next section, public comments. None. We can move on to the next section. Public hearings. None. And motion to approve minutes for January 14th.
Make a motion to approve minutes, January 14th.
I'll second.
Approve those
All
minutes.
in favor? Aye.
And update from our park supervisor.
I really don't have much, but have some of it.
All right.
So, good evening. Councilman Portillo, Gio. So we're gonna do an update on Coconut Park. On that sidewalk they were constructing, we had to change companies or vendors. It is no longer there, so now we got a new one in the works. We're trying to do everything with the buy board and all that. So now it's gonna delay us 2 or 3 weeks that we know of. And if it rains again, hopefully. And then on Pueblo Nuevo Park, we're still waiting on CT Electric. He's backed up on his jobs and everything, so he could do all the installation for the plugs, lights, breaker box, the whole works and all that. And I think he's still waiting on AP for see what they're gonna need another pole there or whatever. And then Bayesa Masonry, the same, he's been backed up on his due to the weather. But hopefully in 3 weeks, he'll start the bathroom enclosure. Once that's done, I guess they were talking about getting somebody to do some artwork on it or whatever, you know, beautify it so it just doesn't look raunchy or whatever. And then Baines Park. I told you all the timer that's gonna be installed and everything. The timer we had wasn't compatible. We thought it was, but it wasn't. So we got another one and we got other things going. So probably in a month or so, you know, when we start watering, then it'll be installed. And then also that pressure pump, I was asking, you know, so we could have pressure up there. That's why I wanted to rain. Mike from the utilities, the director, I've asked him if he could, you know, get some vendors or get some ideas to see what we could do. Oh, man. So, just waiting on him and on the vendors. And then, other than that, just the regular maintenance we've been going through and all that. And a little announcement with Adelina Bell, we always help her each year or each time she gets trees, you know. So this time when she asked for them and everything, I guess she was at the bottom of the list, and so somebody fell through and, you know, she got to get them. So I think it's 250 trees. So I requested like 15 so I could plant some in Medina Park, some in Coconut Park. And then as well, we always help her with that. So the 19th, that's when they'll be delivered. And then the 20th will block the whole Manuel Payne parking lot. And then the 21st from 10 till 2 or until gone, we'll be there. So she'll more than sure she has it announced and everything. But if not, y'all want a tree, it's 1 tree per family. So
There's a flyer.
yeah, there's a flyer going
On
on.
the main page of the city website.
Yes.
Find out, okay.
So other than that, it's been just being on vendors. But if you have any questions.
I'll be next.
Okay, I just had a quick question about the sidewalk. I had somebody reach out. I guess there's some spots around Coconut Park that are missing or something, or is that part of what the sidewalk?
No, this is a separate sidewalk.
Oh,
Probably the one they're telling you about is, or asking me about, is actually the trail.
Yeah, and then I was gonna have Gio, if you could put on for next meeting to talk about where it goes under the bridge or beside the bridge.
Yes, where it
The
puddles
word
up.
is gonna flood and they can't walk on it or something, but maybe we could talk about that at the next meeting.
So what was it exactly?
The sidewalk that runs by the bridge on the loop.
Oh, that's the loop over there.
Yeah,
Not
but-
not inside the park.
No,
Oh.
outside. It's the walking trail that goes around.
So
And
that
when-
is actually owned by Sol.
Yeah, I saw Ross.
That's Sol Ross.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cause yeah, there's,
So actually, at the end of the soccer field and the international field, and then we have our walking track, and then
Right.
you'll see some telephone poles there. That's the city line. So
okay,
from
okay,
there,
good. So maybe
Soros.
we'll have,
I'm still
that
trying
way.
to figure out where you're talking
so
about.
you know the bridge by our neighborhood, I mean, if you keep going, like you're heading towards Sol Ross,
Yeah.
there's the bridge.
Right.
but
By
then the
Coconut
walking
Lodge?
trail Goes down.
Yes, yeah,
Where they were doing all that work.
yeah.
Well, now they're concerned because they built these walls down there that in the flood, you can't use the, you can't use the.
Oh.
not
By
flood,
Coconut,
but-
right behind Coconut Lodge,
Yeah.
right in the.
Right,
bridge,
yeah,
right in
yeah.
between.
And so there's concern that it's gonna back up or
And
whatever.
so Ross owns it?
They own Coconut Lodge and then.
Oh,
the whole
understood.
property. Yeah,
Yes.
Oaks
Okay.
Grove, which is. right
Okay.
Okay.
there. We don't-
No, that's fine. I'll let them know.
Yeah.
So the whole loop, is that also something that would be worked on or?
Sol Rock.
And Sol Rock.
Also, it's the whole thing.
yeah, from the sidewalk, the only thing we do and when we do it is when the Alpine ISD asks us, because they're gonna have their cross country. You know, they use that, so we'll go over there and mow everything, you know, where the sidewalk is up to a certain point and that's it. The rest, well, Soros. Anything else? Then I'll turn it over to Adrian.
So the
Yes.
19th is also, sorry, real quick, is when the community can go and pick up a tree if they want one?
21st.
Yeah,
On the 21st.
Yeah, it's for the community, for everybody.
10 to 2.
It is February 21st.
Yeah, so,
And the flyers on the city website, in case you need to distribute that.
every time she had that, I was anywhere from 15 to 20 trees, I asked for, so,
Yes, sir.
like,
They're usually pretty small, but.
yeah,
A little
there,
seedling, yeah.
so every time a tree is dead and I take it out, I try to replace it with 3. You know, so hopefully when, I guess my kids are 60, they'll be.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good evening.
No.
Okay, so my turn. So a little bit of updates for the field policy and documentation. I have been a little bit delayed and so we did get our new recreational coordinator, which we'll be introducing it here shortly. And so for that reason, I'm a little delayed on developing the policy for the field reservations and that guideline. Don't worry, that will get done. We also have finished completing the setup of the office for the recreational coordinator. The only thing that we're pending on now is the arrival of the special printer that I ordered for her, which is an events printer. It'll print an 11 by 18 type of, flyers, events, information. That's been ordered. We're just pending on that. As far as janitorial services, I'm still gonna be the one in charge of cleaning that once a week. And then as far as that's pretty much done. I know that we're pending on some information, which I did get approval by a city manager to kind of bring you a little update on the pool for that. We have received the buy board quote, and in order for the quote to be done, it was done in a whole full. And reason for that is because we're doing by the buy board and it's gonna be able to give us possibility in order to get a governmental capital loan. And so we're trying to get that to be able to not only do the repairs for the pool, but hopefully be able to do some additional repairs. So this is something that we're gonna be going over during the city council meeting where we're gonna give all the full amount and everything. And we're also confirming, it's already confirmed that we're gonna have the sales rep specialist from Landmark come on the 17th. on the 17th, and he's gonna be able to answer a lot of questions and be able to review everything with the quoting for the pool repairs that we have.
Can I ask you something?
Yes, sir.
What was the amount projected to get all this fixed? And how much are you having now? And why are you sourcing to get a loan?
I mean, it was roughly 300,000 plus, like maybe 370,000, and the city.
What are you hired?
Mhm.
What are you
The
hired?
city is currently considering their options. The city council would be the ones to approve or deny a loan, but they've considered a ton of options, whether it be, using our fund balance and what we have in reserves or going out for debt. And we currently have minimal, very minimal debt, so
Okay.
that is an option to consider.
How's your, credit score?
Good, I believe. I mean, we've been really on point with our debt payments.
I always wanted to ask this question.
Yes.
And all that will be able to be discussed during the council meeting where it'll be more on executive for that.
More detail.
More
Okay.
detailed, yes. For the Parks Board meeting, it's just like a brief of everything that's pretty much coming. Other than that, we'll be repeating ourselves and being here till 10 o'clock here and at the council meeting. And it's just too redundant to go over everything. But thank you for those questions. I did also wanted to point out, I did prepare this pamphlet with our minutes and everything that we're updating, including the wish list that Mr. Manuel did request in the Parks Board, our wish list for the parks, our wish list for the recreational coordinator, which was very gladly able to at least draw something up for now.
Needed her input.
Yes, and so, great ideas. Here shortly, I'll be able to introduce her and she'll be able to review some things. But before we head to that, I wanted to make sure that you knew that this pamphlet, I gave it to Joe and he's gonna be able to share it to everybody's email, like that you'll be able to review it more calmly, put any notes, and like we said before, feel free to email, we'll get those responses.
Or add to the wish
Or
list.
add to the wish list, yes,
Fair
yes.
enough.
So what I do want to add is that during council meeting, hopefully our goal is for then, it all depends of course, contingent on the quotes that we receive. We are working in getting some quotes gathered for a couple of projects that we want to include with these loans that I mentioned before, which is for the Little League. We're trying to do the reparation of the restroom plumbings. 2, we want to replace the fence. And that is because we've heard some confusion as which one is the Coconut Little League. The Coconut Little League is where the Little League actually plays, is not the Cowboys 06.
And on that comes in with you,
Which the Coconut is the one that got placed as a historical place.
go outside. From this fence all the way, to be tin, just like manual paint. And then on the sides, it's gonna be nothing but chain fence.
Yes, the outfield
Mhm.
can,
Yeah, so it would be.
just the way manual paint is,
Yes.
Okay.
Just like that.
okay.
And it's gonna be, of course, a concrete slab on the bottom and then the tin.
Yes, sir.
So they ask you on that.
Yes, sir.
For the pool, in addition to all the other repairs that we're wanting to get, and hopefully within due time, we're also wanting, our goal is also to try and get this done at least within this year, and if not, for the next year. The pool fence, we want to repair and upgrade the fence around the pool. We also want to be able to fill in with cement the children's pool area that hasn't been used, that has plumbing issues, so we just want to close that up, and as we mentioned before, we want to be able to add shade structure above that. Since it's gonna be covered, we want to add more shade structure with new tables and chairs over that area. And we also want to add concrete slab and shade structure with new tables and chairs where the grass is at. We had a lot of complaints of like thorns and, goat heads being spread not only around the pool cement area, but also going into the pool. So that's something that we want to be able to fix. For now, of course, we had on the wish list like possible splash pad and so forth. Of course, that's depending how it goes within these years. But for now, we want to be able to cover with a concrete slab, slip resistant. And then we also want to extend the concrete on the side by the wall. There's like an area, like maybe a 2 feet area next to the wall that it just has grass and serves no purpose. So we want to also cover that. And these are the quotes, pretty much to summarize, that we're also trying to get these quotes through by board so we can have an easy route and be able to get as much as we can to do these restorations.
I have a quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
By board. So
By
Parks and Rec board and other board, is that what you mean?
By board, what it is pretty much like a bidding board
Okay.
where a lot of the vendors get into that program and they pretty much bid. And so what we can ensure is that the city can have the cheapest price that we can get. And it pretty much prevents having to get so many quotes from here and here and having to do RFQs and presents and go through
Cooperative,
council.
People come and
We're
listen to
allowed to
Yes.
not have to go through the regular procurement laws because the cooperative verifies all the information.
Got it. Thank you.
Set up for emergencies and so
Thank you.
things can
That makes
happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
It just makes everybody's
Yeah,
life
Thank
that
you.
makes a lot
easier.
of sense. Yeah.
And so that is pretty much it for me. Do you have any questions? No? Okay, so I am very pleased to move forward in the introduction of our new recreational coordinator, which she's going to be coming here to introduce herself and kind of give you a little heads up of what she's been doing already, what she has done already, and a little bit of ideas that she's had. Thank you.
Hello. I know some of y'all, so my name is Kim Morrow. And I just got hired on January 20th to be the new recreational coordinator. So and that being said, I have already started.
And we gave her a round of applause for.
So I have already started getting my feet wet and hitting the door, running, or put it that way. But I've already gotten my certification for the certified pool operator. So yay for that. I am currently already researching the information and putting together proposals regarding the CPSI certification as well as CPR. So hopefully those can be taken care of this year and soon. So, in the meantime, in this last few weeks, after visiting with several people and getting introduced to the city, I was able to meet with the vice president at Sol Ross, Ben Talaska, and I've already visited also with Marjorie Scott, who is the chair of the Department of Visual and Performing Arts. So just about upcoming ideas and bouncing off little things that we can do for recreational in the future. So there's lots of things and lots of ideas that I would like to put into action at some point. So I've been able to make contact, and that's been pretty great. So I have also been drafting, right now I have been knee deep, I should say, drafting comprehensive policies, procedures, and protocols for the pool right now. So I am way ahead of schedule, I hope. So yes, that is my first priority right now, is making sure that we have all of those policies and procedures in place and ready to go for the pool to open. So, I did provide just a quick little ideas of things that I would like to propose eventually at some point, and just again some wish lists on some future recreational opportunities for the city of all ages. So it is very small. There's not a whole lot with it. So, but I am hoping that I can build that as I continue in this position. So,
And it is provided in your packet that will be forwarded by June.
yes. So, any questions?
Awesome.
We're very happy you're here.
I'm very happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I am excited to be here. So I was a little worried, but this past week, being able to really dive in and start doing getting some policies together and paperwork and forms ready to go that are according to OSHA and all the other good stuff that we need to make sure that we are up to date. I am very excited to say that we are right on target to getting
You got this.
I got this.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I'm very excited. Anything else?
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Moving on to action items. Approving a recommendation to city council to implement an ordinance amending chapter 74 Parks and Recreation. Article 1 in general to the Alpine Code of Ordinances, amending rules and regulations for all city parks. Providing the establishment of up to 500 penalty per occurrence for violations of the ordinance, providing for the establishment of up to a 4,000 penalty for certain public and health and safety violations of the ordinance. Providing for the following findings of fact, enactment, repealer, penalty, savings, severability, proper notice, and meeting and effective clauses.
Alrighty, just to get started, if we can get a motion to approve and a second, then we can get that discussion started.
I motion to approve.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
No, you don't have to
You have
take
to
the
go
vote
in
yet.
favor.
Okay.
We'll have the discussion and then at the end, y'all can take the vote whether you want to approve. or not.
Okay.
So is that Donnie or Joseph who wants to take it?
It doesn't matter.
I'll put Joseph.
I didn't see what the-
Oh, you're taking notes, Joseph.
I have a question. Have these violations fees have always been the same or have they been increased?
Where
Or-
are you?
What page?
What you just read, what you just read.
Okay, so.
Page one on the agenda about the
So-
fines and penalties and.
So that is actually gonna be a standard fee, a $500, we are, basically, that's set by state statute. Municipality, whenever we implement an ordinance, we have the authority to assess up to a $500 fee, but it has to be stated in the ordinance.
Okay.
And the $4,000 fee is, we have the ability to assess a fee up to $4,000 for certain public health and safety violations. So it's just a standard language that allows us to assess those fees after the ordinance is passed based on the, you know.
Thank you for teaching me. I'm learning a lot with all of you.
No problem.
Wonderful. Thank you.
So with that, is it clear to people, like, in terms of public health and safety violation? I think that's pretty broad, and you're saying it's standard language, and I know that that does allow us flexibility instead of having to delineate every single thing. But is there some,
So we're just required to kind of have that notice published, so we let the public know that there is that attached. And we, you know, as part of our process, we have to have public hearing for an ordinance, so the public sees that, and if they have inquiries, they can give us a call. But really, the $500 is gonna be, it's gonna be a standard for any violation of the ordinance. The $4,000 public health and safety would be for very specific reasons under the law, which would mainly be like the illegal dumping. That's what that is. Really reference.
okay. Thank you, Gio. So the main change we're making here is just adding this language to allow for that to be applied.
No, that isn't. It's just because when we pass an ordinance, we put that in the caption specifically so the public is aware. And then part of the our requirements under state law is to notify the public if there is going to be like a, you know, a penalty. So we do have to have that publicized. That's why we write it in our captions, but that's not the point at all. Is the changes that we have, you'll see in the ordinance are underlined for additions, and then the omissions
Struck
appear
out.
and strike through text.
Okay.
Who serves these fines? Pardon me. Who serves these fines? For
So
violations?
honestly, it would be mostly like a police department, or a code enforcement officer. might-
City of Alpine, Sheriff's Department,
No, it would
Parks and
be-
Recreation.
It would
I
be
don't know that.
Alpine Police Department or
Okay.
our code enforcement officer, depending on. you know.
And Parks,
No,
Rangers, no, they can't do stuff like that.
no, we
It's
have
the
no other.
police.
It would just be the police or our
If
code
they see a
enforcement.
violation. Okay,
You'd have to be licensed.
okay, wonderful. Thank you so much.
So, if you take a look there, we do have the definition section. Essentially, when you take a look at the ordinance, it really didn't make sense the way that it was previously written, we had a definition section and then we had right underneath it an alcoholic beverage section. So what we did to remedy that is, we created a whole definition section. It went through the ordinance and looked at all the things that needed definition. And it made more sense that way to, basically establish that definition section. And then the next section is, now titled alcoholic beverages generally. And that's where all of the, rules and regulations regarding alcoholic beverages in city parks, that's where that's going to be. And then if you keep looking through the ordinance, you know, the board actually workshopped this ordinance prior, so all of your recommendations during that time are included here. And it looks like, I believe y'all had a question last time about who designates the smoking areas, so there is clarification that that would be designated by the city manager, the temporary smoking areas. Further in section K on, I'm sorry, I actually don't have the number version here. The section K, metal detectors,
Page 16.
page 16. We also introduced into that section the requirements regarding the metal detectors. It does say the use of any kind of metal detector shall be prohibited unless authorized by the park supervisor. Excavation or digging is prohibited without prior permission from the park supervisor. And a person may not remove, disturb, or carry away any soil, vegetation, rocks, artifacts, or park property. Then there is a section on electrical use as well. Again, based on y'all's feedback. Then on 17, section 74-5, assembly. You all had recommended just kind of providing some clarification there in consideration of the following criteria. We added that there: health and safety impacts, conflicts of reservations, traffic and parking impacts, need for police, fire, and or EMS presence, sanitation, and trash plan. So actually on that one, I believe what it was is this, it was a little vague. And you all recommended some clarification there, if I'm remembering correctly. So we keep going down. And then there were the recommendations from Adri, our administrative assistant, public works, and David, working as our park supervisor, about field commercial classes and instruction. So we have some clarification there on what is and is not allowed and who approves it. And,
I have a quick question on that one.
yes.
I've been seeing all of these ads now that we have the voucher system available. And it's things like, hey, high schools, hey, cities, if you have free spaces, like your gyms are being used, let us know, we'll pay you to use them, because there's all these people, kind of businesses now springing up to use vouchers to do like athletic based schools. And so I'm wondering, so I don't know how big that's gonna be here, if we're gonna get any questions, but I wonder if, as written, that would address those types of questions.
Well, that's a
Because
good,
it's public funds being given to a private entity.
yeah.
Yeah, so,
So currently, as written, it says no person may conduct classes or instructional activities for compensation in a field, because there's a section about just fields, right? Unless an exception is approved by the city manager. And then the next section, okay, let me see, actually, let me get to the one that's not a field. I believe it's right above it.
there's an inducement, person with permit. I just
So,
more wondering about in terms of are vouchers considered,
I would say, yes, it would still be considered, because if you look on the commercial activity, section 74-13B, providing commercial classes and instruction. It says the person may not conduct classes or instructional activities for compensation in the park unless the person obtains a permit from the city. And completes a waiver of liability. And a person may not provide a free class or instruction as an inducement or advertisement, et cetera, et cetera. in the
without a
state.
permit, so in both situations, they would need to get a permit.
So the first one, it would provide for a permit process to do that, and that would have to be approved ultimately by the city manager.
Yep.
The second one, it says that it's not allowed unless an exception is approved by the city manager, and that one is specific to the field.
Okay,
So I think as written, it would be good to give us the leeway to have that.
okay, thank you.
Alrighty, and then moving forward, The section 74-17, camping and overnight use. It says camping and overnight use of city parks and parking areas is strictly prohibited. And then we remove in accordance with the BTCA penal code. From what when I was doing some research just on the ordinance in general, it looks like that was the incorrect section referenced there, so we just kind of left it as strictly prohibited. And that concludes all the changes. Did y'all have any other questions or recommendations before y'all make an official recommendation to the council?
I move to approve the as presented.
I second.
Okay, perfect.
And then, do I say, yeah, oh, yeah.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
That's
Fine, yeah.
alrighty, fantastic. So we will have that scheduled for the first meeting in April. We'll follow our ordinance policy, because that one sent to the city attorney, the city council, they'll have a 2-week period to review. City attorney will get us the legal, if anything needs to be updated legally, and it would be considered for the first reading on March 17th, 2026, and the second and final reading on April 7th, 2026. By the city.
Any board member comments?
I just have a question real quick, for you, Gio. What is our time frame to get something in to you or to be put on the agenda?
The deadline is 7 days ahead of a meeting at 5 p.m.
7 days.
But always welcome to receive them early, because that gives you
Right.
more time to review and, get information
Okay,
collected. Because if you send it at the last minute, we might not be able to have as much prepared.
right, okay.
But that is the deadline. And then we post the agenda that next day by 5 p.m. under state law
Right,
requirements.
right. I saw that because it just hit me by surprise this time. Oh,
Oh, no worries. Yeah.
Y'all know Coleman's wife had her baby, right? Yeah, that's why he's not here.
Oh, wow.
Early,
Nice.
yeah, an early baby.
Gio, I got a quick question. Tell me yes or no.
Yeah.
I meant to get here early to ask you, but, received a call today from the hospital district about a grant. Just to see if I could talk to, in this section, as board member comment, just a quick little summary of what we talked about. And referencing grants. Am I able to say that or
Yeah, I mean, you could say whatever you want under board member comments.
right now?
Yeah, you can,
Okay.
you can say that. That's fine.
So just in a nutshell, I spoke to Lynette Brim today. She's with the Big Bend Hospital District. She said with the way she stated it, with that big beautiful bill that was passed through the hospital district, they can allocate money for parks, rec, for really for anything that includes health, fitness, right? Which could go into community wellness, pools, parks, whatever. She will be here. I just now looked at my email. She will be at our council meeting on March 3rd to kind of discuss all that. Everything that's gonna go towards all this, but she wanted me to kind of bring it up a little bit. We're gonna bring it up in the council. And then have that presentation, like I said, on March 3rd. The grant is gonna be for 5 years. But the big things is the grant, the takeover cost after the 5 years, right? So, but the grant pays for equipment, staff, et cetera, whatever we're gonna need, so it's gonna be something like another wish list of anything we need around here.
And I just wanted to mention, although you're able to make your comments, we're not able to hold a discussion because it's not on the agenda, but we can place it on the agenda for a future meeting.
Yeah,
Just
can we
to
do that?
mention before like any discussion starts.
Yeah, let's do that.
Do you want me to add it to a future?
Yes.
discussion?
Please.
Okay,
Yeah.
and what kind of verbiage again? It was just a Big Bend.
Discussion of the Big Bend Hospital District,
Possible
Grant.
use of funds.
allocate of funds.
And has anybody added that to the March 3rd agenda yet for city council?
I think,
Should we wait and do ours until after that first meeting in March?
So, the next meeting would be March 11th, which would
Oh,
be
yeah.
after.
Mhm.
Perfect. I forget where in February.
There's 6 total ones.
Oh, yeah.
I think they had proposed a meeting on the 19th.
You were all by yourself forever.
Oh,
Between
and
all them
you can
and
always
then-
get back to me. I just wanted to make sure that we add it to the agenda.
I think it's gonna be on your, it's gonna be brought up, I think, in maybe next week's meeting, something in the comments or something, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well, let me
and
know
then
if
we'll,
you need
once we
anything.
do all that, then we'll go ahead and we can bring it up here to the board and we can have further discussions on it.
Sounds great.
I just now got the email.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I'm trying to read that and kind of explain what's going on.
Fantastic.
Any other comments? No, okay. Meeting adjourned at 6:06 PM.
That's this meeting.
I know, do that with the city council.